Good morning. I hope everybody is doing amazing. I see Rhonda Hubbard's here and she is doing the thing. Here's the thing we do every time we kick off one of these. You got to wake up Facebook. Did you ever know that Facebook, sorry, I got a phone call in the middle of that. Did you ever know that Facebook doesn't really wake up by itself? You got to wake up Facebook. So, how do you do that? Well, couple things. We do that little 10-minute intro. The second thing is doing exactly what Rhonda's doing in the comments. If you're watching, she is tagging people. And here's the deal. I know you're saying, well, I know they're busy. They're at the gym. They're tied up right now. It's okay. What happens on Facebook stays on Facebook. What happens on YouTube stays on YouTube, whichever platform you're joining us from. So go ahead and tag your buddies, tag your team members that you want to hear this now or later, because they'll be able to go back and listen to it whenever. So tag them, wake them up. But I want to say happy 4th of July. It's not quite happy 4th of July. It's happy Independence Week in our country. It's happy Independence Month. July is the month of family vacations. July is the, what else would July be? July is the month that we all spend time in the water. We're probably in the water more in the month of July than we are any other month during the year as a nation as a whole. I know that Florida does it year-round. Don't brag. Southern California does it more than we do here in Georgia. We get pretty good weather, but you people up in Michigan and Wisconsin, and there's some Canadians probably joining us. July, you get to celebrate being in the water too. So July's a different month. I mean, they say Wednesday. What's the funny name for Wednesday? Does anybody know what a lot of people call Wednesday? As you flow through a 7-day week, Wednesday has a unique name. I want to see if anybody knows. It's kind of related to the desert. Who knows the nickname for Wednesday? Just a funny trivia. Nickname for Wednesday, kind of related to the desert. Halfway through the journey. Surely somebody knows. Somebody in the chat's got to know. Anybody? Hump Day. Deborah K. Jones wins the prize. Wednesday's known as Hump Day, and I kind of think of July as Hump Month for the year. We're right there. So what we want to do right now is we're going to start July with a blast. How many of you got to hear? I want to see isn't there a firecracker or fireworks emoji? I want to see fireworks emojis from you guys. For those of you that got on the July kickoff call with Skylar and Stacy and Gina Gura, she did a great job yesterday. How many of you got on that call yesterday? Wasn't that amazing? So much great stuff going on with our company. I don't want to even recap that because I want you to go listen to the call. And if anybody, Rhonda, or if one of you amazing leaders on here wants to post the Vimeo link for that call in the chat, that would be amazing, okay? Can somebody grab an NMD on here? Can one of y'all grab the Vimeo link from yesterday's call out of the JP broadcast and stick that in here for everybody to have it, okay? That'd be awesome. So you need to go back and listen to that call. But we got a theme for the month. Our theme for the month is red, white, and you want to say blue, but it's actually, we're going to go with red, white, and who. I really believe that every month we start, every season of business life we start, it's all about who we do it with. Wouldn't it be sad if you decided you wanted freedom and you went and fought for freedom and you had to enjoy that freedom all alone? Thank you, Jeff Hewling, for posting that. I appreciate that. It would be sad if the destiny of us achieving freedom was being in that place of being free and having no one to enjoy it with. And, that's sad. But the journey to that freedom, the journey that we're all on in this business of being on that path, having that as our goal and our destiny, a target maybe some of us have already achieved. I feel like God's blessed our family and we've got that freedom. And how do you know you have freedom? I think it's you wake up and you get to make the choices you want to make. Hopefully, you make them wisely. Sometimes you get freedom and you abuse it and you don't make wise choices. But I believe whether it's the destiny of freedom or whether it's the journey to get there, it really is all about who you're on that journey with. Who are you going to be on that journey with? I know we're celebrating right now. Christy Claimer is one of our brand new NMDs. She's amazing. Her and her husband, Steve, and they're just awesome. I can't wait to see them at the Blue Ridge Boot Camp. But she would tell you, she said, I never would have got there if it wasn't about the who, the people. She said, how do you get there? You love people fiercely. I love that quote from Christy Claimer. How did I get to NMD? I loved people fiercely. And that's what you have to do in order to have that freedom we want to have. Now, we're going to talk, I'm going to hone you in on kicking off the month because that's what we're all about. But I like to take a message and a theme each month. And I have two things that are going to be really important to me that you're going to hear from me consistently across all the platforms that I have an opportunity to speak on live when I'm on stage, like at Blue Ridge Boot Camp. You're going to hear me on Voxer. You're going to hear me on YouTube. You're going to hear me on Facebook. And you get to hear me on Project Broadcast for those of you that participate in our weekly Plan the Week Wake Up with Kurt. So what does freedom look like to you? I think that's different for all of us. Tommy Newberry's quote that I love is tomorrow changes today. Tomorrow, that tomorrow that we desire so much. Maybe some of you are in a place where you're almost depressed and your tomorrow doesn't look too good. We need to change that. You need to have a tomorrow that's promising and encouraging in order for you to be willing to do the things today to have that tomorrow. Don't settle or satisfy for complacency or something less than what you could have. Okay. And I pray for and I care about those of you that are at a place that I don't want to use the word hopeless, but that you're in a place of desperation. I spoke to someone this past week that's a leader in our company that doesn't even live in the United States. And, their spouse of decades, their life mate, their soulmate was just diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and she's devastated. She's not going to have a real exciting outcome. God's got a plan, but she doesn't see that right now. So she's in a desperate place. So I feel for those of you that are in a desperate place, okay? It's okay to be there. We all go through seasons, but it's not okay to stay there. So you got to find out what that tomorrow looks like. What would it look like for you to be freed up from where you are? My little granddaughter, Mary Grace, she's always, when she gets in a dilemma, she says she's tuck. She calls me Bebo. She actually calls me B. She can't really say Bebo. She said, B, tuck, I tuck. She wants me to help her get unstuck. She's stuck somewhere, a strap, her leg, something's beyond her reach. It's too heavy for her to pick up. Whatever, it's a dilemma she's in that she feels helpless to get out of it. And that's one of the things we do together is we acknowledge that we get stuck sometimes. But the real sadness is not that we get stuck. The real sadness is if you decide to stay stuck. That's the opposite of freedom to me, is staying stuck. Staying in a stuck state. It's sad. I heard somebody say another way to put it is if you're in that hopeless or a desperate place, that those are probably of some circumstances and conditions, and we can work through that, whether it's, just having a shoulder to lean on, counseling. And I'm here for any of you guys that need me and want to reach me personally. You're welcome to do that if you have an issue, and I'd be happy to talk to you. But one of the things that we get to do is not only work out of those conditional things, but we get to discover what our purpose is. And that eagle soaring, I love looking at that eagle. I've seen them in Alaska. I've seen them in Montana, fly fishing, really up close. I mean, they're massive, majestic birds. And in Florida, fishing with Lori's granddad before he passed away, came down and got a fish like 10 feet from our little John boat. It was amazing. Massive birds. And I think about that freedom, and I think about, how sad it is not to have it. And one of the things that was poured into me when I was young, my parents got divorced, and there was a man named Gary O'Malley, and he brought two great gifts into my life when I was age 13, kind of playing surrogate dad. He was a surrogate dad for me. And he told me these two things. He said, you need to get up every day and have a quiet time, a quiet start. He said, yes. And that's a seeking God's wisdom. It's getting your Bible out. It's having a journal to write in, but it's just you deciding that in the silence of the day, before the day tries to set your agenda, you with God's wisdom, you seize that day. So he taught me that. And I would love, and maybe we'll do some more about quiet time and quiet starts. But the other thing he taught me was you need to have a purpose. You need to know what God's purpose for your life is, and you need to pursue it. And that's really what freedom is for me, the ability to pursue the purpose that I believe God's put on my life, what I'm passionate about, what I feel called to do. I don't want to ever wake up. And this is why I wrote the book I wrote called Make a Life Not Just Living. I wrote that book because there were so many around me that I would watch them. And I knew them well enough. We went to church together, some of them. We had kids that were the same age. We played ball. The kids played ball together. Maybe I played tennis, pickleball, or golf, or ran with some of them. And they were amazing people. But I would put them in a subtle way in that desperate, hopeless category, because even though they knew their calling, they were excited about it, I would watch them spend their entire life creating a paycheck. They would spend all their life creating a paycheck. And to me, they're not free. They're slaves to the task they perform to create income. And that's not what freedom is. So let's celebrate this month, that freedom. Let's acknowledge that July is hump month for the year, that we've got a fresh start. The second half of the year is right in front of us, that we have a chance to move forward. So I'd love for you guys as a homework assignment, I'd love to see somebody of it here in the chat, but if you were to take, you have a word for the year or whatever, I won't pin you down to a word, but if you could, in what you would consider the size or the amount of text, it would be a good little, comment or post of engagement here. If I ask you this question, I said, what is freedom to you and your family? What does that mean? What does freedom mean? And you feel free to go anywhere you want with that. It could be, some of you might say it's freedom to choose the church I want to go to and wake up and be able to worship God without any kind of feeling of threat or punishment because of the choice I made in my faith. And maybe it's the ability to choose the school I want my kids to go to. I don't know. Maybe it's the ability to say yes to people when they ask me to give to their organization because they're on a mission to do something and they need financial support. Maybe your business has blessed you with the freedom to do that. Throw in the comments, what does it mean for you to have freedom? Or what are some freedoms that you want to have that you don't yet have? Put those in the comments. I really would love to hear what you're thinking. Think out loud. This might be a little bit longer. Start well this month. I've got just a lot on my heart and my head, but I really think that we can, even though I saw Rhonda last month in Branson and I'll see her again this month in Blue Ridge. And we're all getting out there more. The COVID thing kind of shut down travel. We're all getting out there more. I don't know that the world will ever travel like we used to travel. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But I do know that there is something about good and bad. There's evil in the internet. There's good in the internet. There's this online community. I don't ever want to live in a virtual world. I don't want to have meta friends that I put on my glasses and we go play golf together and I'm not actually putting my feet in the green grass and riding in a golf cart and hitting a golf ball and sweating and getting mad and thinking about cursing but holding back because I hit a bad shot, whatever. I don't want to ever live in a fake world, but I think there's value in this virtual community we can create because there's no way that Karen Quirk and Jen Hageman and Mary Ellen Moen and Barbara Hand and Rhonda Hubbard, we could all of a sudden, boom, we're together for a moment. No, we live too far apart. We have busy lives and schedules. So I'm saying all that. I know I got a rabbit trail. I want us to learn how to communicate through this virtual platform in a way we feel like we're connecting. I don't, somebody told me that when I was afraid and just literally scared to death to get on the stage and speak public speaking in an audience, it's a big fear for people. And I don't feel that anymore. It just seems like second nature now. I may mess up, but I mean, I love being up there and being a part of people's lives that I can, have a conversation with. And that's when I learned, when I got comfortable, was when somebody told me, don't get up there and give a lecture. You're not giving a speech. You're just having a conversation with a big audience. They're not going to talk back, but they're listening, and you're connecting together. So can we work really hard about connecting, and don't hold back. When I ask you to comment, just pretend we're sitting on a couch, we're at a cocktail party, and we're discussing something. And other people can hear it, but it's okay. See, I love Rhonda talking about hiking in the mountains. I hope she plans a hike when she's in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Somebody says time freedom. Somebody says financial freedom to create God's missions. I mean, there's so many good things. It's so cool to see this. I mean, Terry says to the ability to get up every day and do what God has in store for me. That's me. That's great. No constraints. Live the life I choose. Those are all wonderful things. Okay, let's keep moving here. But here's my question for you for the month of July as we're starting well. And I'm going to back up and get into our rhythm for a minute as we continue on this topic. Every month, here we are, the 2nd of July, and I say between the 1st and the 5th, no later than the 5th. I want you guys every month, this is our goal, to gather our data, see how we finished last month, see where we stand, keep doing what was working, stop doing what was not working, and make changes to do even better. Those are our 3 questions. What went well? What went wrong? What can we do different? Gather your data, your downline and growth report, your 12-month analysis. We have those 2 reports now. Praise Jesus. It's glory. Those reports are back. How many of you are excited that we have those back? Those are awesome. And I like for everybody to take a blank piece of paper and draw a picture of your team. What does it look like? Put people to the paper, not just numbers to a name. Okay, draw it out so you got a visual. And that's how I coach people. Do that with your mentor, your upline, whoever your leader is. Have that data. Get on the phone and kick off the month. And you want to do that with all your people under you too. So you're doing it with your leader. We call that, the Paul, Timothy, Barnabas relationship in Scripture. Paul was launching the church. He brought Timothy on board to start the church in Ephesus. And so Paul poured into Timothy, and Timothy had a mentor in Paul. And Barnabas was Paul's buddy that he had to lean on. Jay says you need a buddy. So I use a Paul, Timothy, and Barnabas model in terms of the roles we play in this business. So you got to get your Paul, your mentor, to pour into you and get that data, and you plan the month out. You do that with your people, and you set big goals for the month, okay? So, and then you're getting that on, you're calendaring those things. And that's why I'm asking you this question right now. Does your calendar reflect your desire to have that freedom you've talked about? That tomorrow you want, that freedom you want. If I were to grab your calendar, you may be hiding it in your back pocket right now or deleting it off of Google. Kirk wants to see my calendar. When I coach people, I do want to see their calendars because, there's a church in Thessalonica. It's in Greece. And it's the book of Thessalonians is actually a letter Paul wrote to that church. When he was in growth mode, when he was building this massive organization and taking his mission and growing the church. These are cool examples, guys. I don't care what faith you're from. If you think Kurt's preaching, no, I'm not preaching. I'm using historical examples of things that worked mightily. Okay, so here was this church, and they said, we're busy, we're busy, we're busy, we're busy. And Paul says, show me your calendar. He didn't really say that. They probably didn't. The stones were too heavy to pick up. But you know what he says? He looked at their activity. He said, yeah, you're busy, but you're busy doing the wrong things. So I ask you again, does your calendar reflect, and would it convey to me that you have a strong desire, that you're putting forth the effort, that you're doing the things necessary, the right things, to hit your target? So you're going to plan out and you're going to have your calendar full of the activities you're going to do throughout the month. Okay. So this is Trey, who's amazing, and he helps me all the time. I don't know who's helping this morning. I don't know if Trey or Beth are here with us, but if you need something, you can ask in the comments, and Trey or Beth will grab whatever you need and do the best they can, honestly, literally the best they can to help you get what you need. So half the watermelon, half of it's left. Half of 2025. What a great picture of the fruits we enjoy by the water we talked about. Watermelon. How many of you love watermelon? Oh, I have a question for you guys. How many of you, and we have these in Georgia. I think South Carolina is the watermelon capital of the world, but Georgia, we grow a lot of watermelons too. By the way, I've actually grown one on my tower garden. It took about 90 days, but it was good and it worked. But how many of you have ever had a yellow meat watermelon? Did you know they make yellow watermelons, or they grow? We don't make them, God made them, but there's yellow watermelons. They're delicious. If you've never had one, try and see if your grocery store or you can get you a yellow meat watermelon this summer. They're really good. But this is a normal one. You'd see a red one. Half the year is behind us. And one of the things that we're doing to help you stay on track, to help you make sure your calendar's full, we're starting the month. We're planning our activities, and this is what the purpose of this first call, to put into motion that phase of your month. If you don't seize the month in this business, you're not seizing the paycheck you want. You're not growing your business the way you want. Our business is about managing the month, okay? So we're doing a few things. Some of you are a part of this already. We committed in January to make 2025 our best year ever, and we're on our way to doing that. Can you believe? I mean, it looked pretty dire when we came out of September and our technology was just a mess. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. It was like, oh my goodness, the new bright, shiny toy is not working so good. And our technology was just in disarray. But you know what? Sometimes you have to go through change to get where you want to get. And Travis Garza, if you've not heard him or gotten to know him, he's one of the hardest working human beings I know. So he takes that Proverbs example of what the diligent, what the wise can achieve versus the lazy and the fool. That's kind of a theme throughout Proverbs. Travis is diligent and wise, and I love him as our leader. But the things they've put in place for us, and the technology is so much better. We just talked about having the 12-month analysis and our PVC report back. They're about to give us the ability to have some options to make some choices with dates for our customers, and that's going to get even better, but there'll be a first round of that. And we're about to also get back, like any day now. They just wanted to wait through the end of the month. Like any day now, we're going to have the ability to pick. You just go to your website, juiceplus.com, as long as you're using your URL, like mine's kurtbeavers.juiceplus.com. I can drill down if I'm logged in anywhere on the website. I can go to, let's say, the research, and I could send Mary Ellen that link with my personal, partner ID there attached to it. I could send her that link anywhere on the website, and she could get connected. I no longer just have to send her a cash register to check out. I can give her information because Gina's made our website beautiful. So we're getting so close to exactly where we need to be. And if you're not using boards to run your business, you are working foolishly, I will say. I mean, it literally makes doing your business as easy from your phone as typing a text message. So make sure you're aware and you know about that. I'm not going to spend time on that on boards. If anybody wants to post the link for us, we've done it many times before, but you want to go to the company's Juice Plus board where you can join for free and add one other board. And then if you want more features, you can do that. But the company is doing right things. So we're in this best year ever. And I don't want you to feel like you've missed like a sequence. Like, oh, I didn't start in January, so I can't do this. No, each month, each quarter is a place where anybody can jump in, okay? Because we're doing the activities. If you may have missed the first 6 months, you're just starting now, but 2025, you still got 6 months left, so you just have 6 months instead of 12 months to bust your butt, So our next big, huge best year ever event is August 13th. We'll have 4 amazing speakers. I'll share with you who they are soon. Not yet. The flyer's not ready yet. But just if you want to put that date on your calendar, August 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern, you want to get all your team there. It's going to be amazing. Even if you're not deeply involved, it's going to be awesome. And you can go to makealife.com / I think it's BYE 2025. If Beth or Trey could comment. It's either BYE 2025 or BYE 25. I think it's BYE 2025 is the link to find out more details. You can just put your email in and we send out an email, a training video. Branson, I woke up that Sunday morning. I was the closing speaker that day. And I had Trey, I had spent time with Trey and we had worked on it. It was my second PowerPoint. I had spoken the previous morning, but I had a PowerPoint for this and it was good. And we had invested time, money, energy, and resources into creating it. And God just said, you were at an event last night. You were with so many of your leaders and people. We had dinners on Saturday night. And he said, that's not what you need to talk about. People need to plan. They need to know what to do. They need to know who to talk to. And so we created a page on our website. It's about organizing your relational capital. That's what I call your memory jogger, your list, the who in your life. That two things. Who's going to enable you on your journey? Those could be your customers, your partners, but who do you want to go do life with? In this business, it's not about a contractual relationship between you and an employee. People that I go on vacation with, people I do fun things with, people I do life with, they're on my team, they're in my business. We enjoy this journey together. So really this organizing your relational capital, yes, it's about getting customers. Yes, it's about building team members, but it's really about finding those 5 amazing leaders that you want to go do life with. And if you want to find out more about that, you can go to makealife.com/memory jogger. There's a lot of information there. And I just want to let you know that it was there. Okay. Lists are not old school. They're just the right tool. This generation knows that the information's always present. Yeah, you can go find just about anything with Google and now with ChatGPT. I mean, you literally can find just about anything. I mean, I know I took a voice message I got yesterday from somebody on my text message. It was an audio message and it was details about what was needed to build something. It was like actually my kid's treehouse. My son sent it to me. And I put it in, I said, ChatGPT, can you create me a shopping list at Home Depot from this audio message? And it did. I mean, it itemized what I needed to buy at Home Depot from my son sending me a 5-minute message describing what we were going to do that day and what materials we were going to use. So the younger generation, this newer generation that's never not been able to say, hey, Google, it's always been a thing that they've had at their fingertips. They think lists are just old school because, just when you need it, go grab it. You can just tell Google or tell ChatGPT to pull it up for you. But they're not old school. If you don't have that right tool in front of you that's there, that's a strategic piece of building your business, you're not saying that the who towards your path of freedom matter. You're trying to shoulder it all yourself, or you're not realizing that this thing cannot grow to the size that you want it to grow to if it's you doing it by yourself. It can't. So you got to have lists, okay? But I want to ask you, I'm around a lot of grandkids. I don't know how many grandkids you guys have. I know there are people that have way more than me. I got 7 grandkids. I'm 62. I have 7 amazing grandkids, and I love spending time with them. But you get immersed in their world. And if I was saying Reg White and who, if I said who to most of them, they'd say Whoville. They'd say Dr. Seuss. Who's in your Whoville? Who's on your team right now that's putting forth the effort to make this business happen? Who do you want to live in your Whoville? Who do you want to be there with you? Is there a Grinch that's a negative Nelly that you need to, get out of your ear? Can't say get rid of, but get out of your ear, okay? Who's in your Whoville? Who are those people in your life right now? Think about that. Who are you going to build your team with? Who are you going to spend your life with? Okay? I think that's such a real thing because, when you're a child, you talk about this, you get immersed. They celebrate, they sing, they dance, they do activities to, make the town work. Go back and watch the little happy songs. When you get the right people in your Whoville, you're going to have a happy, awesome, successful business. And, maybe some of those people that were happy, maybe you need to re-engage them. Maybe they do. Maybe they're in that depressed, hopeless state and they need a hug. They need a shoulder to lean on. They need a little therapy session right now. But you need 5 amazing people in your Whoville that you want to go do life with, and you're going to change the whole outlook of the town. You're going to go, each of you are going to go after that freedom, that tomorrow that you want. That's what's going to happen. Okay. So here's what the month looks like. Bottom left, start well. That's the call you're on today. Top right, finish strong. That's the call we do at the end of the month. To roll up our sleeves and don't let procrastination destroy your month. We're going to use urgency to destroy procrastination. We put all our resources, weapons, arrows in our quiver in place to make the last week the most productive week of the month, because we don't want to be labeled as quitters. We want to finish what we started. Set a goal for the month and we're going to do it. Okay, what happens in between those two calls that we do and those 2 triggers that make our month strong? We do events. Your calendar is a measure of what's going on in your business and in your life. We give out samples. We meet up with people. We follow up, the fortunes in the follow-up. We send text messages. We do phone calls. In the middle of the month, I always do a special training. The special training this month, we're going to be talking about, I'm going to dig deep. This month's about freedom and 3-way phone calls. And the special training we're going to do in the middle of July, it's going to be all about 3-way phone calls, a deep dive into why you have to do them, not why you should do them, not why you ought to do them, but it's a non-negotiable in our business. And we're going to talk about that. Okay. This is not a money-making thing. So I'm going to do a little self-promotion here because I want you to know where the resources are available. I'm trying my best to take what God's given me, the energy, the passion, the belief, what's another word? The optimism, the eternal mindset and eternal focus. And I want to make that available to help everybody on their journey. So we're revamping and redoing everything we do is going to be geared towards, we're not leaving Facebook, we're not leaving this platform, but where everything's going to reside is going to be super organized on YouTube. And the first thing we're going to put out there are going to be a lot of shorts and information geared towards 3-way calls in your calendar. You'll see those popping up. But then our big training push is going to be reside on YouTube for 3-way calls this month. So you might want to just go to youtube.com/makealife and just subscribe. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter to me, but if you want to get notified when we put new content up there that you might use, we're going to do a 90-day plan to launching your Juice Plus business. I'm going to create the business videos and tools that I use every day on 3-way phone calls. I'm not always available. A new person's not always ready to do it. So it could be something you use. It could be something you use to teach you to do it. But I'm going to start doing all those and get that content. I'm committed for me and Trey and our team that I've put together to making sure that's available for you every month. So you can do that. This is really cool. And we try different things that some work, some don't, but you have to try. And this summer sample challenge, saddled along with what the company's doing this summer, has actually been pretty amazing. Oh gosh, I forgot to bring one of the prizes down here to show you. They're upstairs. But every week, this will be the 4th week, and there's been a winner, and we're doing a random drawing each week. But look how many, these are how many samples the top, was that 6? The top 6 people gave out last week. You think their business isn't going to change? You think they're fighting for freedom? You think they're fighting for what they want? I mean, Bob gave out 70 samples last week. Carol, I think that's Carol Garner. I'm not sure which. We're not trying to give everybody's names away because some people don't want to be known. We're just putting first names out there. But that's a lot of samples. But that's what Travis and Skylar and our companies equipped us with. You don't have to say, here, take these capsules. The research is amazing, and it is. No. It's try this superfood powder. Throw it in your water. Drink it every day. We've got almost 50 studies to back up what this powder does, and I want you to try it. We've never been able to sample our capsules. They're just as great as they ever were, but now we have a way for people to try them. They may get the capsules, but the superfood gives you an opportunity to challenge them with a taste or illuminate or complete. How many of you have received a partner success box in the mail? You've gotten one. You get $50 PV, so you get commission on it. It has 5 samples of everything we have that's sampleable, plus a brochure mailer trifold thing that you can stick it in a number 10 envelope, and off it goes. So everybody needs to get you a partner success box, okay? And here's the congrats to who added the most customers last week: Julie, Carol, Trish, Lisa, Jan. So not only are we tracking samples, we're tracking customers too, okay? Here's how, if you want to join us, you're welcome to. It's going to go through the end of August, and you makealife.com/summer challenge. You'll have weekly accountability. The goal is, in order to participate in the drawings, you have to do at least 3 samples per week. Okay, there'll be leaderboard and surprises. I think I can show you this. Let me see. I think I can show you what the prize looks like. It's pretty cool. Hang on. Let me find it. Aha, there it is. It's a really cool, we had them custom made zippered sample bag to keep all your Juice Plus samples in. It's a canvas zippered pouch, and it says share your story on the outside of it. So that's what you'd be able to get. Those are the prizes we're giving away each week. Okay. What's going on in July? Today we had this call. July the 11th, we're going to host a live power hour. We do it once a month where we dive into what's current, what's hot, and we'll probably focus a little bit on 3-way phone calls, scheduling and implementing 3-way phone calls on July the 11th. There's not going to be a special training, although there will be our special a 3-way call training that'll be released on YouTube. So we're not having a special training for July because I'll be at the Blue Ridge Boot Camp that week, and it's just too much for me to do both. So there won't be a live call, but there will be our special 3-way training call posted on Facebook and YouTube that week. And then July 23rd is our Finish Strong call, okay? Wrapping up here, Blue Ridge Boot Camp, we have, I think, 20, 30 more spots left. And there's a special that we, at the very end, anybody that's already invited a guest, they can use the guest code, Be My Guest, at that link, blueridgebootcamp.com, and you can come as their guest. It's $65 off. It's regularly $215. You get 4 meals. The party on Saturday night alone costs $65 per person. So it's a screaming deal. So right now, for $150 per person, you can come to Blue Ridge Boot Camp if you get an invitation from someone that's already going. You can contact any of these speakers. They're going. You can contact me. You can just use the guest code, Be My Guest, when you check out, and you'll get that special price, okay? There it is. We have a tag. We have a slide for it. Screenshot that if you want to. Our another thing we're doing to help you, and all these things, it doesn't matter to me if I have 10 or 10,000, but we do a podcast, and we release one on the 2nd and 4th of every month. It'll be on YouTube. It'll be on Facebook. It'll be on Spotify. It'll be on Apple Podcast. And the title of it is Life. It's What You Make It. And we talk about that, and we talk about what the opposite is. It's not life. It's just what happens. We want people that want to be intentional, proactive, and take control of their life. And we have a business that'll let them do that. And we talk about that a lot. Okay. Babby Mason, one of my favorite worship leaders, will be with us doing our worship gathering in Indy. More details to come. And there's the wake up. If you want a cattle prod, just to poke you, it won't hurt, just a little bit on Monday mornings to say, the week is starting. I need to plan it. I don't need to let it happen on top of me. I need to determine what I want this week to look like. I don't need to let this week happen with outside influences determining that. So wake up. It's motivation, inspiration. One little text once a week. You can stop whenever you want to. Just text wake up to that number, okay? So, sorry that was so long. I was inspired and excited today to be with you guys. I was just pumped. So let's enjoy our freedom. I love our country. I'm grateful for the freedoms we have. I'm grateful even more for the freedoms this business has allowed me to achieve. That I decided I wanted things in my life for my family, and what I was currently doing was not going to let me get there. And when we saw this business, we made some changes and said, this is our chance. I don't have thousands to invest in a business. I can find $40. Yes, it was $40 when I started. You all are at a disadvantage. 38 years later, it's gone up to $52. No, I'm just kidding. But you got to decide if you're going to make that choice too, okay? God bless. So excited for this month of freedom. And I hope July is the best month you've ever had this year. And we'll seed for a better next month and seed for this year to be the best year you've ever had, okay? Thanks for joining us, and join us on YouTube. We're going to really make that happen and make it a live, powerful tool for you, okay? See you later.